Confederation or the LOC does as organizing body, they have to go through her. Even having access to the trucks, you need to go through manufacturing. If you have a protest, if anything at all is happening within the period between Monday and Friday, you need to go to manufacturing. When it comes to presentation of medals, what Ghana needs to do is to present our dignitaries to the person being nominated by the African Confederation to be in charge of ceremonies, who is Dr. Sadiq Ibrahim from Sudan, who just arrived this afternoon. And all the technical people that have been appointed to come to this competition, everybody has arrived. Tickets, accommodation, feeding were all secured for 18 personalities from the world and Africa, were all done by the LOC through the ministry. Their ticketing was purchased, their accommodation is being secured. Two of them came with business class. On that note, I will move a bit to our preparation and our Team Ghana preparation. Team Ghana, we have assembled 40 top-notch Ghanaian athletes, both home and abroad, to come and represent Ghana at this competition. And I can tell you that everybody has arrived except Rose Yebua, who by fault of the airline, she has arrived. Her arrivals make our team complete. 40 athletes, 22 men, 18 women. And among them, we have our record holders like Benjamin Azamati, we have Joseph Paul Amua, we have Rose Yebua, we have Solomon Hammond, we have Cadman Evans. I'd like to share a bit word about Cadman Evans. Ghana, we normally do not have athletes who jump more than 2 meters in high jump. Or we get a lady who is doing more than 1.9 meters in high jump. But I can tell you today in this competition, we have 3 Ghanaian athletes who are jumping more than 2 meters. And this is just a medal zone for high jump. So we are expecting to make very good inroads in male and female high jump. In the 4x100s, we are the #1 in Africa. We are going to maintain our number in Africa. We are jealously protecting our #1 ranking in Africa. And I'm not sure no country can take one from us. Yeah. We also come out with a very strong 4x4. I can't remember the last time we had 4x4. This time around, we have a very good 4x4 athletes, and they are going to compete in the men's 4x4 as well as mixed relay. These are all cases from Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports. He has supported us to have local competition for the past 3 years. That has led to Ghana having a very good 4x4, very good high jumpers, and very good 4x100s. Apart from these events, technical officials were trained. 110 of them were trained, and they all passed the exams, and they are all here. In terms of technical capacity, officiating Ghana, we don't run short of them. But it is only because this competition is an international competition, our NCOs cannot take charge. We need the ACO from the Confederation and the world to come and mind it. That is why we have Madam Fatu and Sadiq doing all those things. In short, Ghana, we are ready. Athletes are ready. Our coaches are ready. Honorable Minister is ready. The LOC is ready. Ghanaians are ready. Tomorrow is a D-Day. The day has arrived, and Ghana athletics, through our athletes, we will deliver. We are not going to disappoint anybody. Come Friday, we are going to be counting our gold medals. And I know, Azamati, we like to share words to Ghanaians, to tell Ghanaians how ready we are to deliver the gold medal for Team Ghana. Coach, Inosha Geza is one athlete who has seen it all. He has won gold medals at the Commonwealth Games, won silver medal at the World Championship, won gold medals at the African Games, won several gold medals at the African Championship. He has the Ghana record in long jump, 8.43 meters. Well, that was in 2005, 2006. Now he's now coaching Team Ghana, and we'd like him to share just one or two words, just one or two words for us.
Okay, so for the fact that we have our backdrop here, there's no need walking to the podium. Coach, Ghanaians are listening to you.
Thank you very much for having me. On behalf of Ghanaian team and the coaches, uh, looking at the top of athletes that we have, we believe, and then I supervise their trainings. We believe that tomorrow is the lead day, and then we so believe that based on their performance in the rankings in Africa, we believe they are going to do great things tomorrow. We always give support like we always do. So whoever is watching at home, we entreat you to tell a friend, and then come out in numbers and support us. So together we can all put glory to Ghana.
It is not surprising, our athletes and sportsmen, they are people of few words, but are full of action. As I did indicate, in 2003, he represented Ghana in Abuja. In 2011, he represented Ghana in Maputo. He's, if not the best, one of the best young campers Ghana has ever produced. Let's give it up to him once again. Coach Ignatius, please. This is the man Ghanaians are looking up to. A lot of expectation on his shoulders. And as the Federation President said, we're expecting and praying for gold. Azamati, give Ghana gold, get Ghana there. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. On behalf of the athletes, I would like to say we are all very much prepared. Having been here from Monday, seeing everything that's going on, seeing the practices and everything, I think we're ready. I mean, since last year, we've had it at the back of our mind that the African Games is going to be hosted in Ghana, and so we had to prepare and come here to be able to, run fast and represent the country well, as winning laurels for our country. So I'll say basically the whole team is prepared, the whole team is ready to hit the tracks tomorrow and to do what we do best, to be able to put out our best performances and also win medals for our country. Thank you.
Thank you, our best bet in the 200 and 100-meter race. I believe my colleague Nigerians will disagree with me, but of course, the turf will prove us right, God willing, tomorrow. We want to seize the opportunity to outdoor the kits and apparels that will be used by Team Ghana, and I'll call on the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports. He'll be joined by the Federation Head to do that exercise for us. Thank you. Okay, I thought the Honorable Information Minister designate would join us, but she prefers to be indifferent.
So they are now outdooring our kids.
Finally, we are here, and like the president of the Ghana Athletic Association said, Ghana is ready, the local organizing committee is ready, the coaches are ready, and the athletes are ready. We are ready to host the entire African continent here tomorrow. The athletics start tomorrow, 8:30, and on behalf of His Excellency the President of the Republic, and on my own behalf as the sector minister, we are unveiling this kits for our athletes. And you can see it, how beautiful it looks. Yes, that's the track shoot. Then we have the t-shirt itself for the athletes. So this is what they are going to wear tomorrow to bring us good. This is the vest for the boys. Wow, that's nice. And this is for the ladies. Wow. So this is the official unveiling of the kits for Team Ghana. And this is for athletics. For the other sports we already did. Well, this is especially for athletics. We have so much hope in athletics. Wow. So thank you so much. Wow, if you have to say something.
Yeah. Honorable Minister, we are so grateful. Just like to express our profound thanks and gratitude to you, Honorable Minister, to Honorable Minister for you for protecting this. We are so grateful that we got this kit and our athletes are ready. One thing that I didn't mention, that the equipment that we got from the government is one of the best we can get in the world, just like the trucks. So after this competition, the Minister have asked us to organize more international competition. And Honorable Minister, we are starting it in this May. In May, we'll have West African Championship in Accra here. And I would also like to thank the government and the minister for giving us all this opportunity, giving us this equipment, giving us these facilities. And I'm assuring you that we are going to make good use of it. The next 5 years, we will have Olympic and world champions from Ghana. Thank you, sir. Okay, so the moment we've been waiting for, question time. You mention your name, your media house, and your question follows. Okay.
Okay, I am Muftaw Nabila Abdullahi. I work with Joy FM Joy News. My question goes to Azamati. You heard everyone talk about medals, medals, medals. I recall in 2019, you and your colleagues, you did 38.30 to win the gold medal. Subsequently, you've dropped it in the last championships in Oregon. It came down to 38.07 seconds from 38.12 to 38.08 and all that. This is a medal that many people want you to defend. Does this put loads of responsibility on your shoulders? And you personally, as the record holder when it comes to 100 meters in the country, do you think that there's loads of pressure on you? In fact, you are home. University of Ghana is where you started. I remember when you went to watch African Games, you were still here when you went there and did it. Does it put loads of pressure on you considering that you're home?
Okay, so we're taking 5 questions per session, and then we'll take time to answer them. Please give it to the Asna-shirted journalist.
Good evening. My name is Stat. I work with Team Agency Image. Questions go to Geza and then Mr. Bawa. First, about the kits. Right. I realize 3 of the athletes are being sponsored by ASICS. Is this kit coming directly as a sponsorship from ASICS or it was bought? 2, to Coach Geza, you have an athlete in the person of Abraham Sinike. This is first time doing something for Ghana. Looking at his jumps for the past 2 years, do you think he'll be able to break your record here in Accra, because he's also home just like Azamati?
Okay. All right. My name is George Opoku Buatin, Ahotua FM. I would like to ask this question. The question goes to Azamati. I spoke to some of your colleagues, and if you have said their utterances, it's all about it's early days. Looking at the season, they feel that March was too early. Do you also believe that it's too early for looking at the season that you have?
Too early with respect to winning medals,
No, no, I mean the competition.
the timing of
The
the
timing of the competition.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I'm Jonathan Benzo from Guide Radio. My question goes to, I think, the coach itself. So, the arm wrestling president was able to assure Ghanaians of medals and they delivered. So, can the athletics people also assure Ghanaians of the number of medals that we should expect from them tomorrow?
Okay. Final question, then we take the answers. Are we done with the questions? Okay. Let me have my microphone, please. Okay, so we begin with the last question, assuring Ghanaians of medals. Mr. Charles Osesibe did assure us and he delivered, and they expect same from you.
Thank you very much. Everybody knows my stand on the medal counts. That I've said several times, and I still stand by what I told the minister. Ghana, we are winning 7 gold medals. I still stand by that. And on the equipment, yes, ISIS is sponsoring Azamati and other two. They've agreed to kit Ghana for the next 2 years. So this is the first one. In fact, this one was not part of the agreement, but they said because we are hosting, they're giving us this one. They will cater for the World Relay Championships. They will cater for African Championship. They will cater for the Olympic Games. They will cater for the next 2 years. No, 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 no. For now, it doesn't come with monetary support. They're just kidding us.
Okay.
No, if the money support will come later, but this time around, it's only kidding that they are giving us. On the time for the competition, I think we've gone past that. We've gone past that stage. So we are prepared, whether it is in March or in April. The competition is here. We are prepared, and we are competing tomorrow.
Okay. So you answer the question from Muftar.
Muftar,
Yes. Is there so much pressure on you, the load of expectation?
Yeah, the way I see pressure is to a way of performing better. I mean, I believe Ghanaians wish me well, of course. So if there's any pressure, it's just for me to perform better, to be able to make Ghanaians proud and also make myself proud. So yes, there's a responsibility of defending the title that we won in Morocco. It would be nice to defend it here in front of the home crowd. So I believe we can do it, and then come Thursday we'll do it.
Okay, coach. My colleague was asking whether Abraham can break your record.
Yeah, it's possible because looking at the past 2 years, he has been improving so much. And yesterday, for instance, we did a short approach jumps, 11 strides, which he was able to jump 7.65. On the full approach, you should be able to get not less than 80 centimeters. So yesterday, jumping 7.65, and if he can transform that to the main competition on Thursday, plus 80 centimeters, we're talking about 8 meters and 40 thereabout. So I believe he can break my record. He only have to believe in himself.
Hey, you have more follow-ups.
So about AB, I've seen that for the past 2 years, he does jump well, but then most of his competition, you realize that he has like about 4 fouls before the jump, or he'll do a big jump, and then the rest of the jump, there are about 3 or 4 fouls. What have you noticed for the past 4 or 5 days about him and trying to correct that particular pattern?
Yeah, what he's lacking is that whenever he competes out there in Europe, he don't have his coach next to him. He always have somebody to video him, and then after the competition, he will show to his coach. to analyze the video and tell him his mistakes. But since he came down here, I've been with him for the past 5 days, and I've been telling him what the kind of mistakes that he's making. So he's correcting every time that I tell him. And I believe me being here with him, guiding him, standing in the stands with him whilst he's competing, I believe he'll be able to do greater things on Thursday and the final day on Friday.
Okay. I was expecting 5 questions in the first round, but I go 4. So I presume we have no more questions. Do we?
I recall when you did 9.97, just a few years ago, and unfortunately you got injured, and it has been quite difficult getting back to your former self. Tell us, where are you now, and considering the time that you've done, do you think you can still get it down further from 9.97 to even maybe 9.94, just as you did previously?
Yeah, I've already reduced that time. Now I run a 9.90. I believe I can still lower it. I think I'm 26 years old now, so I still have enough time to run fast. And I believe 26 down to 28, 29 is the peak time for athletes. So I believe I can still lower it. If not here, possibly the other competitions where I'll represent the nation.
Looks like you're asking all the questions.
All right, so my question goes to the president. When the association first brought the list of the athletes who will be competing in the competition, I realized that we didn't have enough field events on the roster. Example, javelin, shot put. What went into selecting the athletes for this particular competition?
Thank you very much. Selection is one of the policies that we have fashioned out. Every selection of Ghana athletes is based on merit. It's based on performance of athletes, their time, their distance, and their height. This competition, we gave out our qualifying policy, which contained the qualifying standards way back in November. So all these athletes that we have selected are all qualifiers. They qualify by performance. Even we told the athletes, even if we are having 10 athletes who have qualified for this competition, we will still come with 10 athletes. So the events that you see that Ghana is not entered or Ghana is not entering, it means we do not have qualification into that. We decided that we are not going to go host something because we are hosting. We take everybody to the competition, and maybe in 5,000 we have 14, somewhere around 14 minutes in 5,000, and you go and bring 14 minutes to go and run against 12 minutes person. They will overlap in 2 times, and I don't think people will forgive us if we bring an athlete who will overlap here. So every athlete that you see on the list are all qualifiers. They are on the list by their merit. Thank you.
My question is about compensation. Pardon my ignorance, but I want to find out, the athletes competing for Ghana, are they being paid? If yes, I mean, we know the history of compensation for our sportsmen in this country. And we know there's been several occasions where some of them have held the nation to ransom. There are times that we know it hasn't come in early and it affects their performance. So the presence of the minister and everybody here, all the stakeholders who are responsible for the compensation of our athletes, we pray that you ensure that if you do compensate them, let's make sure that these things come in early so that they'll all get the motivation they need to win the medals for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. For information, the Sports Ministry, led by Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, has announced a very juicy package for our athletes. If you win gold, you are taking home $3,000 US, silver $2,000 US, and bronze $1,000 US. And the per diem is 1,000 cedis a day. So I'm sure the ministry has done well. for 14 days. The packages go beyond what Dan said. In team sports, for instance, in 4x100, when they win their goals, instead of splitting the 3,000 among them, they'll take 3,000 each. And the coach of that team will also take 3,000. So the packages are very good. And we are talking about 500 athletes. So the ministry has really done so well. I thought we were done. Okay.
All right, my name is Albert from GVC. Mine is not really a question, but probably just to remind ourselves. I will plead with the leadership of the Athletics Federation. I remember there was a competition where an athlete got injured. He was supposed to be replaced, but he didn't do that early. I think in an international competition, which a lot of buhaha came with it. I will plead those handling the athletes, if there is a possibility of replacing an athlete in case of injury, that should be done earlier, so that what we witness in the World Championship will not happen again. That's my plea.
Please, my second question is about the Federation Head said something about we are not going to field maybe athletes who are not going to perform maybe 5,000 to represent with someone who runs like 14 minutes in 5,000 against international who go 12 minutes and that. So tomorrow's events and Thursday and Friday, are there any events that Ghana we are lacking athletes with our population that we don't have athletes who compete in?
Let me tackle the first one. And I don't want to, I've never spoken about the Budapest issue, but it has come out several times. It was nobody's fault that the athlete got injured during the competition. I don't think anybody can prevent that. Both athletes got injured during the competition. Not that we went there with an injured athlete. Please get that thing correct. Both of them got injured during the competition, and we couldn't have prevented it. I don't think anybody can prevent that. Today, the same athlete, he was being selected by performance, but just a week before the race, he pulled an hamstring. He's not here. Two of them, James Dazi and Deborah Champon. Deborah, when you look at the first list, she's part of the list, but we know that she's injured. She's nursing a little injury. And they came that, oh, sir, we're not feeling too well, so we cannot come. So they were excused. The same James Dazi has qualified for World Indoor Championships in Glasgow just this month. Because of those things, he has already written to the World Athletics to be excused. So what happened in Budapest was athletes getting injured during the competition. There are two different things. Sending an injured athlete to compete is different from athletes getting injured during the competition. The second one, what was the second question? Oh, yes. I don't think the whole world you get a country that can fit in all disciplines, in all athletics. Because we have 23 events in athletics. We are failing in where we have comparative advantage. We can't fill in all the 23 events. So there are certain events that you will not see Ghanaians competing in those events. Please, the final question, and then we'll be done.
Thank you very much. My question is mainly going to the minister and then the LOC. Now, looking at our future projections that we want to groom a lot of athletes, etc., and the investments we are making, I'm wondering whether we are considering, especially this week that we are going to have the full athletics, bringing school children, students, because we get a lot of athletes from our secondary schools and universities, etc. So I'm wondering whether we have a plan of bringing, students from at least Greater Accra to come and witness the athletics and also give some support to our athletes. Thank you.
The Vice President of the Federation has signaled that he wants his president to answer. Thank you very much. We have a very good 4-year program with Ghana Education Service, with support from City TV, and with the blessing of Honorable Minister, that we will be doing school sports every year for the next 4 years. This time we wanted to do it before this program, but we are doing it after that program. We are inviting 57 schools across the country with 1,700 students that will assemble here next month for inter-schools competition. That will go for 4 years. That is where we are going to scout more talent. More talent.
Yes. Thank you so much. There is, just to add to what the president of the GA have just mentioned, for the purpose of the athletics tomorrow's program till 22nd, we are working, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the LOC, and GES. We have put together some program for schools, for the students who are interested in athletics, to come and at least be here to cheer their heroes and also be inspired about what we have put together here. So that beyond the games, they now know that we have these facilities, the tracks that have been installed here, which is now certified by the World Athletics Association, and also the warm-up. In the evening, they will have an opportunity to have these facilities for, even not just for the national games, but for training purposes. We have an MOU between the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the University of Ghana Authority. So anytime that we want to use this facility, either for training and also for competitions, the facilities are going to be given to us so that we can use it to develop more talent in athletics and in any other sports. Thank you.
Thank you, the Honorable Minister. It's a 1-hour session and time is fast spent. Before we draw the curtain, the Vice President of the Federation, Mr. Charles Osesibe, will give us a word. He's the man of the moment.
Today we are doing athletics.
Transport you one. Promise keeper.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I stand here as the Vice President of Ghana Athletics, and I want to say that athletics is the #1 sport in Ghana. That I have maintained. Athletics is the mother of all sports globally. That I will explain later. But what I just want to assure you of is that in 2003, 20 years ago, Ghana won relay gold in Abuja. In 2019, Ghana won relay gold led by this handsome man sitting down there, Benjamin Azamati. I just want to assure you that after 2019, Ghanaians have been winning and wanting and dying so hard to see Azamati and Joe Polamwa run back home. They haven't seen them run home since they left Ghana. This is the opportunity. It is why we want to appeal to you to help us mobilize supporters to come and see our Commonwealth medalists in the person of Joe Polamwa, to come and see our defending champions in 4x100 meters relay, Azamati and the squad, to also see the high jump defending champion in the person of Rose Amonima Yebua. We have champions in this country. The Vice President will say it is possible. And the 7 gold medals we have promised. Ladies and gentlemen, it is possible. It is why we want all of you to help us mobilize funds to come and see our beautiful and handsome athletes in the newly outdoor kits as they perform to entertain Ghanaians. I'm sure by the final day when we run the relay, the gold will go to Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Charles Osesibe, President, Arm Wrestling Federation, Ghana and Africa. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, colleagues from the Inky fraternity, this is where we draw the curtain. But please be reminded that this is a daily session. So tomorrow The ministry and the local organizing committee have facilitated the arrival of our former sprint queens, Hannah Afuye and Alisanum. So they meet the media and inspire us and tell us their stories, their success stories, as when they competed for Mother Ghana. So they will be arriving tonight, the British Airways, and God willing, tomorrow, 6 p.m., they'll be here to address the media. So if you're watching us live on GTV, be reminded that this is a daily session, and we'll have another session 6 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here, Coach Ignatius Geza, Ghana's medal hopeful, Azamati, and the president of the federation, and the man of the moment, Mr. Chaso Sesibe, and the honorable sports minister, the workaholic Mustafa Yusuf. He's done so well. There's so much pressure on him, but he's living up to expectation. And of course, the honorable minister for information designate, Honorable Fatima to Abu Bakar. Thank you so much for joining us. May the good Lord bless us all.